Have you ever felt someone trying to pierce through your calm, testing your patience, breaking your presence within yourself long before they try to break it in front of others? Have you ever sensed someone slipping silently into your vulnerable places without uttering a word? Why do we sometimes tremble at a mere glance, or watch our confidence crumble from a passing comment? Where does this hidden power come from, and why do we allow it to control us? Deep within each of us lies a shadow, a hidden face we often avoid, but it silently pulls the strings of our reactions. Carl Jung, the deep diver of the human soul, once said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." Inner peace isn't a luxury, it's armor against the world. Those who truly know themselves are unshaken by words, untouched by attempts to intimidate or insult. In this video, we'll uncover the secrets of inner strength and how to stand firm against those who try to penetrate your psyche. Stay with me. Every second of this journey might just change how you see yourself forever. In moments of confrontation, the real battle isn't always between you and the other person, but between you and that quiet voice inside that whispers, "You're weak. Don't speak. Stay silent." This is where the true test begins, not in your reaction, but in your awareness, in realizing that your strength isn't measured by how loud you speak, but by the unshakable core within you. Carl Jung spoke of the higher self, a compass that doesn't waver in the noise of the world, because it's rooted deep within your soul. When you understand that those who try to break your image in front of others are only projecting their own distorted reflection, the journey begins. A journey of freeing yourself from the tyranny of judgment and from the fear of rejection. This is the essence of self-development, to know who you are so deeply that you no longer need to prove it to anyone, to walk through life with the quiet confidence of someone who knows their worth, without seeking validation from others. Have you ever faced a moment that made you question yourself? Share it in the comments, and let's turn it into a lesson in strength. No one escapes the silent arrows, the ones fired from jealous eyes, mocking tongues, or the cold silence of exclusion. But the real question isn't, why do they do it? It's, why do we let those arrows pierce us? In analytical psychology, Carl Jung teaches that what wounds you in others often reveals something within you that you haven't yet made peace with. The person who insults you may not truly mean you. They might simply be projecting their own shadow onto you. And if you haven't yet faced your own shadow, you're more likely to believe their version of you. This is where the line is drawn, between those who possess inner peace and those who constantly teeter on the edge of anxiety and collapse. Success doesn't begin with winning external battles. It begins with mastering the first battlefield, the self. When you no longer feel the need to justify your existence, you become free. When you understand that your worth is not up for debate, you become powerful. Have you ever felt like you were fighting in the wrong battlefield? Tell me in the comments. Maybe it's time to change the arena, not the weapon. We are not defeated when we are attacked, but when we believe the attack holds truth. Deep within the soul lies a secret chamber called identity, and anyone who enters it without your awareness can tamper with your sense of self-worth. Carl Jung taught us that most people don't see you as you truly are. They see you through the lens of their own suppressed emotions. They're not really speaking about you. They're revealing themselves through you. So don't treat every word said about you as truth. Treat it as a mirror, reflecting the inner world of the one who speaks. True strength is not in raising your voice, but in lowering your need to prove anything. And that's where the real transformation begins. Turning your back on small battles. Not because you're weak, but because you've outgrown the noise. In a world flooded with comparison, protecting your inner peace is the highest form of success. Have you ever found yourself caught in a conflict that didn't reflect who you truly are? Share it in the comments. Your story might just be the key to someone else's freedom. Sometimes, your greatest achievement in a day is that you didn't respond. That you chose silence, not out of weakness, but out of awareness. that you realized some battles, even when won, cost a piece of your soul. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." When you haven't healed on the inside, every insult becomes an old wound reopened. This is where true transformation begins. Seeing the attack, yet not letting it penetrate. Hearing the mockery, yet not believing it. Walking through the fire and emerging untouched. Self-development doesn't mean becoming harder. It means becoming quieter, wiser, and more balanced. The more you grow within, the more others become mere reflections, only capable of affecting you as much as you allow them to. Have you ever experienced a moment where your silence was louder than 1,000 replies? Tell me in the comments. Your wisdom might be exactly what someone else needs to find their own voice. In every human connection, there's an invisible thread between you and the other. A thread woven from expectations, from fear, from the need to be seen and valued. But what happens when that thread is suddenly pulled? When someone disappoints you? When you're attacked not because of something you did, but because your presence unsettled their insecurity? Carl Jung believed that what you hate in others is often what you haven't accepted in yourself. So the person trying to shatter your image isn't seeing you, they're seeing their shadow reflected in your mirror. Here lies the key to liberation. Don't offer your reaction to someone who holds no place in your awareness. Let your dignity lead, not your emotions. True success is having a clear inner mirror, untarnished by the noise of judgment. Remember this, no one can diminish your worth unless you give them permission. Has someone ever let you down, and you chose to rise in silence rather than chaos? Share your story in the comments. Your quiet strength may inspire a louder healing than any revenge ever could. The higher your awareness rises, the smaller the world around you becomes. Not because people have changed, but because you've learned to see through different eyes. What once provoked you now passes like a breeze, barely stirring anything within. This is the gift of inner peace, the ability to guard your emotional gates, letting in only what you consciously choose. Carl Jung called this stage inner transformation, a shift where you no longer react, you reflect. You don't lash out, you understand. You don't rage, you observe from above. The one who tries to pull you into a spiral of conflict fears your silence more than your voice. You're not in a race to prove yourself. You're on a journey to build yourself. And in doing so, you become the calm that unsettles the storm. Success isn't about surpassing others, it's about surpassing the version of yourself you used to be, to become someone no word can shake, no stare can break. Have you ever reached that stage of inner maturity? Share your story. Your words might just be the light someone else needs right now. When you master the art of inner peace, you realize that true strength doesn't lie in a loud voice, but in deep stillness. In your silence, the true self is born, a self that doesn't tremble in psychological earthquakes or bend beneath storms of criticism. Carl Jung, the pioneer of the human psyche, affirmed that self-awareness is the greatest armor against those who try to diminish us. Those who seek to break you have nothing but their shadows. And when you acknowledge your own shadow, you stop giving them a battlefield to play on. Real power lies in compassion, first toward yourself, then in understanding others' motives, not in fighting them. This journey isn't easy, but it's worth every tear, every trial. Have you ever felt like you conquered yourself before you conquered anyone else? Share your story in the comments and invite those you care about to watch this video. Let's build a stronger, more conscious community together.
Life is not a battle against others. It's a dialogue with your inner self. Every challenge, every hurtful word is an invitation to realign your inner army and recharge your spirit from the depths of your soul. Carl Jung taught us that facing the shadow is not just a confrontation with darkness. It's the key to true liberation. Because once you've met your shadow, no one can deceive you. No one can truly hurt you. Your inner peace is your fortress, and your real strength lies in not letting the dust of the outside world stain the clarity of your spirit. Success isn't about defeating those around you. It's about overcoming the doubts that cling to your heart. This moment, right now, is your chance to draw a line between who you were and who you're becoming. To declare the birth of a stronger, freer version of yourself. Are you ready to begin your journey of liberation? Type "I'm ready" in the comments and share this video with someone who needs this strength today. At the end of this journey, remember, inner peace isn't some distant goal. It's a daily choice, a choice to become the true leader of your life, not a puppet pulled by the shadows of your past or the actions of others. Carl Jung taught us that true maturity begins when we take full ownership of ourselves and stop letting those who try to break us write our story. You are not merely a victim of circumstance. You are a builder of strength that rises above the storm. So today, make the decision to construct a fortress of confidence and awareness, to face every attempt to diminish you with a calm, steady smile. Don't fear being different, because greatness grows from the peace you cultivate within. Share this video with your friends and family, and tell us in the comments, how have these words shifted your perspective on life? Together, let's build a strong, grounded community, one that stands tall through every wind life sends our way.